I'm Alan Lamont. I've worked at Livermore for nearly 30 years, but I've just retired in the last year or so. I've continued working as a contractor, helping out with a couple of projects in the weapons area. Over the years, I've worked in energy systems, risk analysis, and security systems. Back in the early 90s, the lab became interested in building up energy systems analysis technologies. At that time, Bob Schock was head of the energy program, and working with him, I developed a economic modeling system for energy systems, and applied that to a couple of different projects and applied that to some original research that I've been doing. I suppose that this work here grows out of that. I started developing this ternary diagram idea mostly as a teaching device to try to illustrate to people what the economics of different systems were and what the possibilities were. And I find that you can illustrate sort of things we showed today, but also you can dig into it more deeply and show some of the more economic issues that go with changing storage, changing technology characteristics, and so forth. I started doing this thing, and then had as just a way of demonstrating different systems and so forth. And it's more a matter that I found that it matches the economic theory very well, and I began to explore that and realize that you can actually illustrate things quite clearly to people who aren't very familiar with the optimization theory that lies underneath it and so forth. If you were to double the cost of electricity in this country, it would not be a disaster. Other countries do fairly well with fairly expensive electricity. Part of the concern is the political concern. How much disruption to the system do we have to have? I mean, having a very heavily renewable system is a very different system from what we have today. Having something that depends strongly on base load is pretty familiar to us. And it may be much easier to actually get it done by using a base load oriented system than it is by using a renewable system. We've had some interaction with the state and with the Public Utilities Commission. We've had some projects with them. We had the California Energy System for the 21st Century project that was developed by. The one concern I have is that the policies are very much focused on promoting renewables. And as we go through this issue of the cost-effective pathways to reducing carbon, that's not necessarily the most cost-effective pathway. It's one of these problems that's eventually we have to get away from extractive industries, but that eventually maybe 100 years from now. In the very near term, we have to reduce our carbon footprint, and we have to do it very quickly. And I think, in a way that we should be looking at ways that we can get the carbon down as fast as we possibly can.